Hello, I am roaringbug, and this is my video of Moonbeam Cabin. So this is using the Sims 4 Werewolves pack. Um, this is an A-frame inspired house, 2 stories, and it's loosely based on a picture that I saw on Pinterest. And this is a 2 bedroom, 1 bath house, and with a second floor and a balcony. And it's going to be in an industrial style. But right now, I'm just working on getting the roof line to look right. So I am just fiddling with the roof pieces, trying to finagle it, trying to see if I can get it to look right. So I'm just starting out with the basic A-frame shape, and I'm just messing with the roof ends and the bottom tier of the building in order to see if I can get it to fit properly and look correct. So I'm messing with that smaller second floor because you can't access that roof area unless you put arches in. I think that's the only way you can access that space that is normally occupied by the roof piece. But right now I am laying down a front room in order to turn that into a porch. So I'm using the new uh, wolf werewolves pack item, this steel um, frame, and I'm just putting down the pillars for it, for the spandrels, and just trying to get them all to match. And this is basically when I decided what the style was for the house, because that industrial look is going to be the style that's going to run through this home, and it's going to keep with that dark look. So here I am fiddling with an exterior stair. Uh, the thing is, this is a very small lot, and I need to make sure I have space for that stair. And as you can see, I just put in bb.move objects so I can get that pillar back. And I'm deleting that rail just so that a sim has enough space to go to the second landing. And I'm just bringing in the eaves because they're poking out too much. And I'm just spinning around. I realize I spin around quite a bit, just checking out the build and adding in the roof color. So as you can see here, I am using the new Werewolves roof. Um, I changed it because they have 2 kinds. They have one where they have holes and skylight pieces, and if you remove the roof, you can actually see the light come in through the roof, which is very pretty, but I hadn't had an occasion to use it. And here I am keeping with that dark industrial look. I made the bottom part of the house a dark brick, and the top part of the house a weathered dark roof pattern, wood pattern. Sorry, and now I'm just going through the catalog trying to find a door. So yeah, I skipped ahead. I picked the doors and the windows. Like I said, just going with that industrial look. And now I realized, hey, I've got some space. I might as well use it. I thought I was going to keep it as just garden space, but I thought it'd be more useful to expand and have as an extension of the house. So that's going to be like a sunroom area. And I realized that I needed to move the stairs, because there's no access to that top part of that roof. So I pulled it out by one tile, and I think this is when I realized I didn't have enough space, or I was having trouble trying to. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I had enough space to put down that stairway in the front. Yeah, this is just me trying to figure it out. So what I ended up doing is moving the house back one tile, as you can see. So I moved the second floor in one, and I moved the front porch in by one. And And this is just me filling in all the spaces that ended up moving. And now I believe I can add in that stair. But if you're having the same trouble, it's because I put it on a foundation. When I got rid of the foundation, then I could put down the stairs. And this is me realizing that I should just pick up the fence and not treat it like a room in order to get it to move back. And yeah, you could just move the roof, the fence over in by one, and I think I just move over all the windows in. This is me just checking everything out. I have some exterior pillars that don't make any sense anymore, so I ended up deleting those. I thought I wanted like uniformity with that extension, but I realized it should come out one just so that the Sims can reach and walk over to that area. So I'm using that same industrial fencing, which looks lovely, and laying it down. So that is an extension. So now that's more porch, more balcony. And the plan for that was to add a small garden bed. So this is just me just copying the same windows, just laying them down so that you can get that sunroom. And, trying to keep with uniformity and making sure that everything looks even. And I just, carried over the same dark industrial color and just putting down that little piece there so that it doesn't look so bare, so that there's more distinction on the roof part of the house. And then I just raised it up by one, because if you raise the foundation more than one step up, then you'll have to add stairs, because Sims cannot walk any more than just one level up on a platform. Like I said, if not, you'll have to add stairs. Then I'm trying to figure out like an interior door. I'm just going through the catalog. What I ended up doing was going into filters and just picking the werewolf pack. So yeah, I just scrolled down, just only werewolf pack, and I wanted this rough industrial archway, which very distinct look. You have to have the right build in order to make that look good. And then I'm just testing out, seeing if an interior window would look good, just to give it that extension feel. But I decided I think I need a blank wall. I have a lot of windows in this first floor, and I needed more space for blank walls, so I can actually put some stuff down against the wall. And now I'm just figuring out the flooring. I just decided to go with concrete to keep with that industrial look. And I thought that was too much concrete. I probably needed some wood. I only put it sparingly in the extension and on the second floor. So the second floor will be the parents' bedroom. And just wanted to keep it light and eerie, so I just put windows. It's not a large space, and this is me trying to figure out if those windows worked out, because I was like, I have rounded arch windows, but I don't have matching rounded arch windows in that same height. I know there are like smaller rounded arch windows with a rounded top, but they're not very narrow and not as long. And this window, I believe those rounded windows, they were given free in an update when the industrial kit came out, because I heard that it was falsely advertised in the promo picture, but it wasn't actually in-game. So I heard that The Sims added this arch window that was in the promo picture, and they made it a free update, so it's in the base game. because they realized they made a mistake by falsely advertising something that wasn't in the kit. I put these lights down because I thought they looked pretty cool. They're also from the Werewolf pack, but unfortunately, I think I realized they were kind of low. And if light fixtures are too low, Sims won't be able to walk under them. So this is me just looking at the layout and making sure the windows match. Because when you put in an interior, sometimes the windows don't really match. I could have done it in reverse and done the layout first and the windows second, but I just wanted to get a feel of what kind of windows I wanted to use. And I wanted to use a base game door. I wanted a normal door. There are doors that are much cheaper, but they do not look normal. I think like the most normal looking window door that I have, because I don't have all the packs, is from the Country Living. They have a really nice rustic $50, 50 simoleon door in the game. But I didn't want to go too crazy with packs if I didn't have to. So if I couldn't find it, I tried to go with base game. But I didn't want to do too many restrictions. So, I tried to use other packs sparingly. And this is me figuring out the bathroom layout. I should have just listened to my gut and left the layout of the bathroom as it was, as is, because I ended up playtesting it, and where I initially put all the bathroom items worked, and I ended up having to put it back. So this is just it's not even a fancy bath, and that's a base game shower bath combo. And you will need a bathtub if you do gameplay with toddlers, because they can't bathe themselves. You need a bathtub for toddlers. So I just use very basic bath items. I don't do too many fancy baths, especially like this is like a. This house isn't that expensive. This is just, like I said, like a two bedroom, one bath home. So this is good. Like if your sim like is in a relationship and they are just starting out with their kids, and I'm putting some curtains in this bath because I realized, boy, those are really big windows leading to this bathroom, and I realized it was clipping with the tub, the blinds, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll rotate the tub, but I realized the spacing wasn't working for that door because I wanted the door to lead out into the main living room area, and I wanted this extra room next to the bathroom to be the child's bedroom. So, they have to have one bath leading out to a public area. Oh, and those little aprons, that was from one of the express updates in the game. They're a nice little clutter item. Though I don't really do too much clutter, because if you do too much clutter, items in the game won't work. Like your Sims will wave their arm and say they can't reach certain items. So I don't really clutter too much. Also, because I do gameplay, I don't just build. So I try to make my houses with a gameplay person in mind. So my houses are not really just for aesthetics purposes only. I try to think, how would you use it as a playable house? So I'm always thinking, like, do I need certain items? Because your Sims, they have bills, and the amount of bills that your Sims receive depends on how many items are in their house. So if you have the most expensive bed in the game, your bills are going to be expensive because they will reflect that you have an expensive item in your home. So I don't really make my houses filled with expensive items until I feel like my Sims have sat on enough money. So I usually don't do it until like they've made like quite a bit of money to pay off their bills. So this is for like a well-established two-partner home with kids. So I'm putting in everything that you probably need for a toddler. So I put a toy chest, a potty, that little playhouse, uh, and I put down this rug because I found it, and I put down the werewolf stuffed animal, which is adorable, and the Barfy bear. So the Barfy bear is for communication skills, the toilet's for potty skills, the toy set and the little house is for imagination skills, and I put down the Wabbit tablet because that will help your toddler with logic and thinking skills. And the minute you get their logic skills up, the more well behaved they will be. And I put in these little hanging stars as decoration because I feel like that room is, it's pretty bare and industrial for a child. And, if you're going to do gameplay, there's only so many bright colors you can look at. Like hot pink rooms isn't something I want to see all the time in my gameplay. So I kind of went with muted colors. So there is, this stack of suitcases that is in the werewolf pack. That's new. This secretary desk that is also new. That's part of the werewolf pack. And and I put down the new chair from the werewolf pack. That comes in different like distressed wood colors, which is kind of neat. And this lamp comes in really weird colors, but this was like the nicest one because the lampshade comes in like a patchwork design. So you can get it in different swatches, but I picked the plain one. I picked the warm tone plain lampshade. And I put that bookshelf that's also new in the werewolf pack. And I'm sorry if it's kind of dizzying watching me spin around, but I'm just trying to get a lay of how I should furnish this room. So I'm going to make just like a study / skill room. So I put in stuff for a living room. So the cheapest TV, because I feel like that kind of fits in this industrial look. I thought I would layer the rugs. And just a basic coffee table from the base game. And I thought this lamp was nice. And I was like, this could use a plant. And I wanted to put a skill building item, so I put down, the telescope. That's new. So I saw a video of another simmer, Little Simsy, play with the new telescope, and apparently there's a new death with that telescope where you can get killed by a meteorite if you are looking at the sky doing like observation, which is, different. But I like the larger telescope just because you can get prints off of it, and occasionally I will use the prints to decorate my Sim's home. I tried to make my Sim earn a living by selling the prints, but I don't think you can get enough money, simoleons, for your Sims to make a living off the prints from the telescope. I dabbled with the idea of putting chairs in this floor, but I ended up just putting a plant. And then I'm just going through different wall decorations. So in the corner, I put the child's bear seat, and I put a side table because your toddlers they'll only eat if they're sitting on a couch or on a chair. They will not eat in a regular chair. And from what I heard, high chairs are really difficult. So if you put that little bear chair, if your Sims are eating, they'll just grab it and just automatically sit there. If not, if you feed your toddler, they will walk to that couch to eat all the time. Like they can eat if they sit on the ground, but most of the time they will walk to that couch in order to eat. And now I'm trying to put down a fireplace because I figure, you know, why not have a fireplace in an A-frame house? So I decided to put it in the kitchen because I didn't want to break up the windows in the skill room in the sunroom. So I was counting squares because I like when chimneys line up with fireplaces. I know you don't have to in The Sims. It makes no difference where you put a chimney as long as you have a fireplace, but I am a stickler for making them aligned. And oh, yeah, there's a new planter in the werewolf pack. And since I don't have all the packs, I was thrilled. I was like, oh my god, I just only have the base game uh, pot planters. And I was looking at the werewolf plants. I don't stick with these plants. I change my mind later on. But yeah, I was thinking, oh, tropical plant, but you know, the werewolf pack, they're supposed to be like in the northern United States setting, in a lumber town, and I was like, there will be no tropical plants in this climate. And I just wanted to put down a picnic table, so I just picked the base game one because that dark look works for the industrial colors that I was using, these dark muted colors. And I put down a barbecue, nothing too fancy because I feel like this house wouldn't have the most expensive barbecue. And I wanted to put some plants in this front balcony area too, but I didn't want it to be overpowering. And I deleted that bush because I realized it was really expensive. That's like a 700 simoleon bush. And I was like, I could just get something from Debug. I could just use a free item. So I was trying to use this, but then I thought that plant doesn't look right because it's growing out of a drawer. And if I size it up, it's just going to look like a giant drawer. So I was like, no, that will not work. Then I'm looking at different kinds of plants. I put that down, but then I realized that shape doesn't really work because it's rounded. It's meant to be under a windowsill. It's not meant to sit by itself because realistically that would topple over if it has a rounded bottom. And then I was thinking about some lights, and I decided, you know what, forget pack restrictions. I'm just going to use the seasons ones because I don't have the little string lights that come in. I forgot what pack that is because I don't own it, but I have these lights, and I was like, yes, I'm going to use these lights. These are going to be the outdoor lights. And then I realized I should put, yeah, a little light on that, a lamp. That's like an oil lamp I put on that picnic table for the barbecue. And I needed some outdoor lighting for going up to the second floor and in the front door area. So I use these base game industrial style lights because it looks like an industrial style build. And I realized there was no art in the toddler's room. So I know that the werewolf pack has some like wall decals for children. So this is me just looking for it. So I'm just putting down these little art decals for the child's room. So just put a moon, a wolf, some mountains, you know, just to give that look. So yeah, this is. I was thinking of putting like scratches on the wall, but I think I didn't do it because you can't see it. That wall is too dark. So I was like, yeah, I probably don't need that. I don't think I kept that because you can't see it. And yeah, I'm just putting down some benches in the front because I feel like the front was a little bare. I didn't really put curtains in the home. I don't normally put curtains in my home unless it's like a traditional home. So I think the only thing missing, yeah, I'm doing landscape. So I'm just putting in the cheats bar menu so I can get the debug items. So if you're new to the game, you could just Google it and look it up. But if you hit Control Shift C at the same time, you'll see a white bar appear on the top of your screen. And if you're using PC, that is, because you can also play The Sims on a console. And you'll open the bar and you type in testing cheats true. So testing cheats one word, true separate word, and then you type in bb dot show live edit objects and bb dot show hidden objects, and then you go to the little search area and then you just type in debug, and it'll show you all the items that are placed as decoration in the world. And they're not functional items, they're just decorative items, and they have no cost. So they're great if you just want to fill up the landscape with items. So I use this fence more often than not. So I put down just a little bit of the fence. I didn't want to enclose the entire lot with this fence. So I just put some of it just to see, like, hey, it used to have a fence, but you know, they don't really, they're not really that into fencing themselves in. This is the werewolf pack. You know, they're all about running free. So I just put down these evergreens, and I'm putting down some of this grass. I like the grass. It has a lot of texture. There are other grass items that look loose, like lawn. And yeah, and then I'm just going through the catalog, just seeing what I should put back there. I thought about putting a tree, but I realized that looks a little silly. I think I end up just putting some more plants in that area. Yeah, I put that little flower there. I figured, yeah, why not? So, yeah, I'm just scrolling through here, just going through it. Landscape is it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes I do a very Spartan landscaping, something very modern, something very very pulled back and minimal. Other times, like, I'll try and go wild and do something a little bit more naturalistic. But I generally try to do like something manicured and makes sense. So I put two items from the catalog. I put down the new moonflower in the front because in game the moonflower grows on top of the mountain only on a full moon in moon in the werewolf pack world. Moonville, I don't know. That's the name of the world in the game. I tried putting that tree back there, but then I realized it's a different height from everything, and it doesn't look right. So yeah, that's just me rotating it and seeing, like, yeah, that doesn't look quite right. So forget it. I like that tree, but I kind of wish it would size up in between the smallest and the medium size, but it doesn't. And if you had the tool mod, you could size it any size you want, but of course I didn't. Oh, also in the back there, I put a pea bush, which is also a woohoo bush. It looks like the normal woohoo bush, it just doesn't have the flowers on it in the werewolf pack. And yeah, I think these are the flowers that I settled on. So overall, it's a very like industrial, A-frame, minimalistic, dark tone, A-frame inspired house. I think I probably said A-frame already. And put down, I think, the new mailbox. Yeah, that's the werewolf mailbox. Put that right by the stairs. And then I realized I need a trash can. I use the werewolf trash can, which is an actual can, which I think looks pretty neat. Then I wasn't sure if that was an outdoor trash can or an indoor trash can, but judging where it was in the catalog, I'm like, I guess that's an outdoor trash can. Because in the game, if you have an indoor trash can, you will also need an outdoor trash can. But I figured this is a small house. They can get away with just having the outdoor trash can. And I don't think the aesthetics looks that bad for it to be indoors. Uh, I decided to put some plants on the balcony. I don't think I stick with these. I think I choose a different one. Yeah, I replace it with these smaller ones because I felt like that's a little much. Like I want decoration, but I don't want it to be like I don't want it to be too much. I just want to keep it very, very minimal. You know, just a minimalistic look here. So I held onto the item and clicked on Alt in order to free place that planter because it wasn't fitting exactly in the grid system. And I use the same soil all the time for shading. I use that one right there. I think that's called smart soil. And I'm just giving the house a bit of a shadow so it doesn't look like it just fell out of the sky. And a little bit of stonework in the front just so that it looks like there's been some foot traffic there. It doesn't look so bare. Then I realize I should darken it a little bit. And yeah, there you go. That's the house. Thank you.